The table of contents for today is going to be nude products and impasto on top of Canvas. Facebook reach is dead, to which I reply, no, it's not. And I'm going to prove that empirically as I scoff at everybody that tells me that Facebook reach is dead. It's not dead for you and I. It's not dead after I teach you how to get it back. All right, and then we're going to go over Matthew Laka is a customer. Many of you have heard his name before. We've got a contest going with him live and direct right now. I'm going to pull the curtain back on it. I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff. Your questions are certainly welcome throughout. I think fast, I talk fast, I stutter, I mumble, I get really fired up about my marketing, so I understand that it is very difficult to understand. So Taylor is helping me out today. He's going to be throwing your comments into a Google Doc, and so that's okay. We'll answer those things as we go along. So let's start with the nude product, and I want you to check this out because Matthew Laka is an artist. For those of you guys that don't know, he's on our platform and he's got this crazy impasto technique, which we're looking at now. Let me just get this out of the way to make sure we are looking at that now. Wow, there's so many moving pieces to this beast. I'm going to just minimize that. All right. So you can see here that, well, maybe you can't. Yeah, you can see. This is a canvas print of his work. And then he got the canvas print and he started painting impasto on top of it. And so it's sort of become a new product offering in its line. It's something that he's literally just launching. I've been needling him to do this forever. So his original work, professionally photographed and scanned, turned into a canvas print. He gets the canvas print back and he does his impasto technique on top of it, which you can see here, which is really, it's really stunning and amazing. We're gonna take a closer look at it in a minute. But I think this is totally amazing. And what's amazing about this too, I think, in his case is, why we love this idea, why it makes so much sense for Matthew, is it gives him like a whole nother level of price point diversity. And this is a topic that we're going to want to delve into more and more in the future. But in his case, he now has prints. He now has whatever he's going to call this new product line. He's got his commissions, and then he's got his originals. And so with that, he's able to cover a real broad base of prices and price points that everybody can get involved in. So I'm saying all that to say for a number of reasons. One, for all of you guys that paint, this is something that you can absolutely do. And it takes what would normally be a 2D image, right? A two-dimensional image, and makes it three-dimensional and makes it so much cooler than a print. So Matthew's he's launching, he's got this contest going on right now, which we're about to go take a look at. And he's going to start offering this product line. And I think anybody, literally anybody that paints, that does it at all, to be able to get a print and then to be able to embellish or whatever you want to call it, paint on top of it and offer something that's totally in between. I mean, the hybrid technique is what comes to mind, but offer something that's totally in between the original and the print, and it allows you to charge more money. And realistically speaking, I don't think it takes him, I got to ask him, but I know it does not take a lot of time for him to do this. So, create the original work, scan it, great, get a print, spend less than an hour, and, the buyer is left with something that is just so phenomenal. So I just love this topic. Next subject, we're on to Facebook reach and contest, right? Facebook reach is quickly dead. How many articles have you heard recently? Facebook reach is dead. It's gone. It's done. You're not getting it back. Nope. I say nope, and I say it loudly because it's not dead. The rules have changed. Facebook's pulled the rug out on those old rules, and now there's new rules. So we're left with option A and option B. Option A, whine about it, BMW, bitch, moan, and whine about it. Or B, learn the new rules and figure out how we can take advantage. And I'm going to teach you that, but let me show it to you first, right? And so when I say this concept of reach, it's important to establish what it was, right? Like originally Facebook told everybody to get likes for their Facebook pages. And what do? We all went out and got likes, right? We all got a ton of likes all over all of our Facebook pages. I'm switching here to see it. And then Facebook started taking away our reach, meaning if we had 1,000 likes, 1,000 people used to see our post. And then we got to this point where we have 1,000 likes and only 3 people are seeing our post, which is terrible, right? That's not how it should be. I'm actually just going to switch to this one. So let me switch to this one and show you. So recently, I run 3 contests, okay? And if for any of you guys that have been on our messenger list or our email list, maybe you've seen this, but one was with John Lechner here, and I'll talk about that in a second. One was with Meg Naffenberg. This one finished up last week. Now we've got the new one that's running currently with Matthew Laka. And so let's talk about reach, right? So we have John Lechner here, okay? 2,997 people reached in his, right? Meg Nattenberg, 37,000 people reached in hers. And Matthews is now 21 hours old, and he's got 1,422 people reached in his. Okay, so let's go back to, let me get out of this and go into this. Did it switch? Yeah, I think it did. I got to switch down here. Hold on. Lechner had 3,000 people that liked his page. 3,000 people. So let's go back to Lechner. I think it's a little bit. There we go. Hold on. I'm getting used to my switcher. Bear with me. So, okay. Now we're here. Lechner, 2997, right? And what did I say? What did I say his page was? 3168. So we reached almost 100 people with his contest. Meg reached whatever it was, 37,000. She only has 1,300 people that like the page. And Laka has somewhere around 1,776. And his post currently, get out of the display history, go back here. Where did Laka's go? Is at 1,422. So he's almost to 100% of the people that like his page. So the point is, what we're doing here with these contests, what's so important to understand about these before we dive into Matthews and understand it, is that Facebook has taken away our reach. And what they're saying now, if you want that reach back, show me some engagement. By engagement, I mean likes, loves, wows, comments, and yes, shares. Likes, loves, wows, comments, and shares. Likes, love, this one disappeared, so that one's gone, but you get the point. If you give Facebook engagement, if you tell Facebook's algorithm, hey, Facebook, my page, my post is something that's going to keep people on your platform longer. It's going to get people sharing. It's going to get people commenting and liking and showing engagement, meaning they're having a good time. Guess what? Facebook's going to reward you and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and show that then to everybody. And so that's essentially the game. And that is what is so powerful about these contests. These are they're sort of just, if you know these new rules, you're now playing their game and you can pull off just about anything. You can get, near 100% of your reach. And look, I'm not someone that is filling luck balloons over here on reach. I don't trust Facebook any further than I can throw them, okay? I've said disparaging remarks about Facebook generally and Zuckerberg specifically for quite some time, and I will continue to do so. I don't trust them, I don't like them. But they have all the attention. So if we understand the game and we know how to get the attention, then we can win. And so it's just putting the two oars in the boat and both rowing in the same direction. So the reach, that number doesn't really matter, but the results, I have the back end results. I'm able to see how many people are opting in as a result of running these contests on Facebook with ManyChat and Messenger. And Taylor, I'm going to check in quickly. Do we have any questions yet? Just ping me in Slack if we do, and I'll just pick them up as we go. Okay, so let's talk about Matthew's contest, right? And I'm going to pull up, let's see if this works. Good. So what you're looking at here is a Chrome, it's basically an Android phone on my desktop, right? And so Matthew's whole contest, I'm just kind of walk you through behind the scenes, loosey-goosey, kind of how it went. It starts with scheduling a post on Facebook, stitching the comment to growth tool on it. More on that later, but it's, we have a messenger bot running. We use a program called ManyChat. We stitch the growth tool to the post. And I'll do another webinar later on like the step-by-step of all that. And we actually already have a page with all those resources. So I'm going to put that in the show notes, by the way. If you want to get the show notes, all you have to do is leave a comment. That'll get you in there. You can opt in. So this is the broadcast that we sent. We sent to Matthew's messenger list. I don't know how many he has on his messenger list. I can't remember, but it's not a tremendously high number. Hey, Damon, it's not a print. It's not an original. It's not two-dimensional. It has 3. It's my latest creation. I'm adding to my catalogs of originals, commissions, and prints. And I need your help giving it the perfect name. Can I show it to you? You click See My New Product, and essentially what that's going to do is pull up the Facebook post here, this one here, and we can watch this video briefly for a second. So the point is the messenger broadcast, and then I might as well say the messenger broadcast, and then eventually the email drives all of the traffic to this post, right? We'll watch it briefly.
I had a comment recently on Instagram that said that there was no point in buying a print of an impasto painting. So that really bothered me because like impasto and the thickness of the paint is really a main feature of my work. And I thought, like, how can I make this more accessible? Because originals, they start at.
I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
And it's stretch on stretcher.
But look at how cool this product looks.
I painted over it. You can see.
Wow. That is a print with texture on it. It totally looks like an original. So this is where you're right at. Oh, sorry, what happened there? That's what you get for starting in Stoffen. That's what you get, Patrick. I'm going to refresh. Just bear with me, guys. Oh yeah,
picture of my work. Painted over it. You can see here around the eye. I painted with oil paint to add that texture.
I mean, it's just amazing. It's insane looking. So the whole idea for this contest, though, was if you followed us for any length of time, you've seen how pro contest we are in giving prints away. In this instance, he's legitimately struggling to find out what to name these things. What do you call these things, right? It's pretty easy to say print. It's pretty easy to say commission. It's pretty easy to say original. Everybody gets what that is. What do you call this? He genuinely didn't know. He's like, I don't know what to call them. I was like, I don't know what to call them either. Let's have a contest wherein people that leave a comment get to be opted into the contest and pick a name. Whoever wins gets the print. So that was the idea, the sort of the genesis for this one. And I think I can leave a comment here. And let's just see if this all works. And so obviously you have to leave a comment to get into his contest. And let's see how we go. Hybrids. Just gonna call it hybrids. Let's see. And Damon's commenting. So what should happen is I should instantaneously, if I move back to this guy, does it work? Boom. Okay. So this is what the bot actually shows him. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. Hi, Damon. To finish submitting your idea, just respond with the word impasto. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to type impasto. And we're in the contest. And so it's rolling along here. Thanks for entering my contest, Damon, and for your comment on Facebook. So I can stay organized and make sure you get credit. Please type out the suggested name below again. So what did I call it? I called it hybrid. So I type hybrid. All right. Bots moving along. Hybrid. I like it, Damon. Thanks for submitting. In a few minutes, I'll send you a follow-up broadcast with all of the contest details and good luck. In the meantime, if you want to share the contest with a friend, I would be grateful. So I love these little in-bot shares, and I'll get into these later. It's sort of a suboptimal view here on the PC, but essentially what it is a really big image. And if they want to share the contest, they can share a link and people get opted right in. And so that's what it looks like in the actual the phone, right? Like it would look like on your phone if you opted in. If we get into the actual contest, what's really cool, what I wanted to show you guys is now we've got these people in this contest that are all, it's this step right here in the flow, that are all, and you can see 50 people so far have done it since we launched this in 24 hours. And the reason that number is a little low is because these things are still so new that a lot of people can't figure out how to get past that first step where they actually have to type like impasto to get in, but that's neither here nor there. We'll deal with that later. So what's really cool about this is you can integrate ManyChat with Google Sheets. And if you do that, all of the information that people are entering in flows directly into a Google Sheet without having to touch anything. And so you can see Damon Hosfield right here. Here's the time that this is like the dummy Facebook account that we have. You can see that I typed in hybrid, and you can see where I entered in here, which is Facebook, InstaBio, InstaStory. I can explain that later. But all of this is being fed right into a Google Sheet. And so later on, when he ends this contest, all Matthew has to do is just scan down this suggestion column, and he's going to be able to find out exactly who put in what and what are the best answers. And so that's just another really, really cool feature of ManyChat. So I wanted to show that off, which I think is really, really cool. So what happens is, they can share that thing, and so a bunch of people have shared it. It sends people right back to the Facebook post. And what ends up happening is the stats on this thing are just going to continue to go through the roof, and just get a ton and ton and ton more free reach. And let's see where it's at now. I mean, they're just amazing when you think of it. So now he's up to 1,500 or 1,460. I guess they're rounding that baby up. 334 actions, 456 post clicks, 299 comments, 259 on the post, 40 comments on the post that have been shared, and it's been shared 11 times, which is really, totally, totally amazing. And Taylor said there's a question, so I want to deal with that. But let me just deal with that, and then I'm going to shift to the next one. Are the individual artists running these contests and posts, or is it Art Storefronts handling this aspect? In the ones that I've showed off to you, Brenda, I'm running them for the most part. The whole point of this, the whole idea is we're going to master just about every single solitary aspect to the point where we feel good enough that we have how to run a contest in a box, and we'll blog about that, we'll podcast about that, we'll do webinars about that, and we'll teach everybody who's not a customer, some awesome aspects of it. And then for everybody that is a customer, they basically just get the whole thing in a box. You one click, import all this stuff in and run it. And, for the 15 of these that I'd probably run to teach myself and get better at them, I think we probably had I don't know, 20 or 30 customers run them now. We have a couple of customers that are running them completely on their own right now. And, being that you left a comment, you'll get into the bot and we'll send some follow-up material. Like, I've got some insanely in-depth material on this that literally like explains absolutely everything to do. So, don't write it off in your mind like, oh, I can't do this. They've got so much help, and all that help is the reason that they can get this done. It's like, no, look at, here it is. Here's an entire page on our blog about Facebook Messenger. You can listen and find out why I believe so strongly that this is the #1 marketing tactic for 2018, 2019, and beyond for artists. You can learn how to set up ManyChat. I've got the ultimate guide, step by step, for running these contests. So the information is out there. If you want to do the work and learn it, you can do it. And you're in a great place to get there already, Brenda, because you're watching this, right? You're watching this. Any other questions, feel free to throw them in, and I'd love to tackle them. So I wanted to show you briefly the comments on this, and to do that, I got to get into the post itself. So let's do that.
Hi guys.
Okay. Most relevant. So I want to show you, and I will put a link in what I send you, and you guys can go ahead and opt into this contest if you like, and see the stuff that you've seen sort of behind closed doors here. But what's going on here is absolutely amazing. And after I went through it, I think last night I was talking to Matthew. I was like, Matthew, such a phenomenal job you've done here, because he's having conversations with buyers, prospective buyers, yes, in some cases some Art Storefront followers and Art Storefronts customers. There's no getting around that part of it. But he's having these conversations with so many folks, and I'm going to scroll down and show you more of them, but I really, really recommend that you dive into the comments and look at it, because I should back up and stay for a step, is that the comments and how hard you work early on with the comments tends to charge the engagement up even more, i.e. get you more free reach. And so by leaving a comment, by being very active and very responsive in the comments, you grow the engagement. You're charging up the post. The way I love to think about it is like, have you ever played with one of those flashlights that doesn't have batteries? It's like a wind-up crank. Well, the flashlight is Facebook, okay? And the winding it up is the engagement. The more you wind it up, you can then turn the light, shine the light on your post. And yes, the light's eventually going to die because it's a crank. But this is what it's doing. The harder you wind it up, the more light you're going to shed on your post, the more light you're going to put on things. And so as you look at this, as you look at these comments that he's leaving back and forth with these people, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's people that are previous originals owners. There's people that are owners of prints. He's got some of his biggest collectors chiming in and getting involved in the act, and people really enjoy, being involved, being a part of things. Like, this thing is just such a powerful content marketing operation in general. People love being a part of anything, of something, and being able to choose and feel like they've got some input on it. And so as you scroll down and you actually look at the back and forth on some of these comments, it's sort of like, in the past I've used the comment that it's sort of like speed dating. And you're in the speed dating situation where you're just moving from chair to chair to chair every 15 minutes, right? And it's a lot like being at a gallery opening, and everybody comes in, they get their wine, and everybody's kind of queued up to come and talk to you, and you're getting to have these brief little conversations. The difference is you get a glass of wine, you get to be in your PJs on the couch and just be hammering this out, as Matthew no doubt was doing all of this last night, and more follow up on it today. And so there he is. And, he's just hammering them out. And there really are some incredible conversations. And, oh, by the way, do you think he's not getting buying questions about what these pieces are going to cost already? He is, because he already told me today that he was. So, it's serving to, one, yes, create a name for whatever these are going to be. Two, charging the heck out of his Facebook page. So he's going to get a bunch of free reach, a bunch of engagement. We haven't spent a dime on an ad yet, not a dime. He's actually interacting and having these conversations with collectors and potential collectors and past customers, and yes, some Art Storefronts customers too. But he's having these phenomenal conversations. They feel a little bit closer and a little bit more bonded to the artist. Then you get into ManyChat, and he's having chats in here as well with customers and potential customers. And all of this has happened and taken place in the last 24 hours. So when people accuse me of hyperbole, Patrick, the greatest art technique, of all time, it's not hyperbole. You show me something else that can perform at this clip. that can do this kind of damage in such a short period of time. And I don't believe one exists. I believe so strongly in this that I want 100% of our customers doing it, which is why I'm spending all the time learning this, mastering this, which, by the way, almost no one has figured out. It is so brand new, in such a new technique and tactic. And so there's an arbitrage. There's an arbitrage on how incredible it's going to be. So I mean, it's like, look at that action in less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours. And what I love, and I saw this earlier, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to just take care of this right now, right now. So let me just show you. Let's just get here. It was like a visitor post to the page, and it was the last time that I did this. How do I find it? Let me see if I can find it. Oh no, it's gonna pull the video up again. Anyway, I might not be able to find it. I'm not gonna. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, from Peyton King. What's up, Peyton? Interesting. But what was the change in sales volume that can be attributed to this soft follower and like activity? Soft follower and like activity, Peyton. You're obviously not watching what's going on. But it's. I mean, I'm about to obliterate this question, but it's not a bad question. He just doesn't understand the context, and the context is there is nothing that is as effective, in my estimation, that you can do as an artist currently to drive this kind of attention towards your art to build this number of followers. The difference between someone that makes a tremendous amount of sales from this technique and don't is how effective your follow-up is. Number one, once the contest ends, you always go for the sale. And I've gotten a mixed bag of results. I've sold nothing, I've sold several $1,000s, and I've sold a little bit in between. It depends on the artist, it depends on the situation, it depends on the time of year. Is it coming close to the fourth quarter or one of the big art buying holidays up? I don't know. So TBD, you have to wait and see. But the key is not how much did you get from running this technique. The key is what plan do you have to communicate with these people throughout the rest of the year to continue to build the know, like, and trust, such that when the time is right, when that fourth quarter comes around, you 5 and 10x what you did last year in terms of your sales. And I believe that that's really, the highest ROI aspect of this activity. And that's why a smart marketer will always do better than a dumb one, because a dumb one thinks that, I don't mean dumb, that's not right. That's, a novice, let's just say. I'm not knocking you, Peyton. It's a totally legitimate question. But then the novice thinks, okay, life is this amazing slot machine. And I put 5 marketing dollars in, and I pull the crank, and immediately 15 marketing dollars come out. And that would be awesome if it worked that way, right? It would be awesome. It does work that way, though. You just got to take a couple more pulls at the machine. You got to take a couple more pulls at the lever. And to do that, you need to market to these people throughout the year. But I've got more follow-up on that as part of the playbook, but I'm going to get some more questions. Do the contests that use video get better results? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I like video, Kimberly, because the majority of artists, whether or not they know it, my opinion, my estimation, are selling themselves. Right? They're selling themselves. People want to know who the artist is, what they're all about, where they're from. So if you have a strength or you're even somewhat decent at video, like, they want to get to know you. They want to feel like they're having a conversation with you. You want to build that emotional bond. Video is very effective at doing that. Audio can also do that. So one or the other, yes, I think can get good results. But we did one just recently with Art Storefronts. It wasn't a contest pre or play, but it was the same concept to charge up a post with engagement. And there was no image and no video, and it did incredibly well. Excuse me. So even the written word can get it done quite effectively. All right, Drew Davis. It seems to me you only use the one artist, Matthew Locker, as your example for everything you promote. Why is that? We don't. I don't know if you saw earlier, but I showed you the last 2 contests we ran were with 2 completely different artists. One was a photographer, and actually, let me see if it's still up. Is it? Let's see. Yeah, it is. So the last one was with Meg Knappenberger, completely different artist. You can see her results there. I'll throw a link to this post so you can check it out in the notes after the fact. And then the one before that was with John Lechner, who's an artist in Australia. So we have used Laka time and again, and it really just comes down to he's turned over all the keys to his castle, and so I've accessed everything, and he pretty much just gives me carte blanche to run what I want to run in there. And so it's just quicker in terms of execution speed. So that would be the primary reason we use Matthew Locka, but we're not opposed to using other customers, and we plan to continue to spread the diversity and especially get into more photography as time goes on. So great question. And we've definitely gotten that question in the group a few times. So we're trying to do some diversity, but it's really just about execution speed and how quickly I can get going on it. So, okay, that's what I've got. I'm going to throw a bunch of resources, everything that we've got, the kitchen sink that can help you get better at this technique, to better understand it. If you're brand new, you're just getting started, you're like, I don't even understand how this whole thing goes. There's some podcast episodes that you can listen to that'll set the table and help you to understand what these messenger bots are and how they work. And for those that are more advanced, you need to see some of the other stuff. I'll throw some of that other stuff in there as well. And then also, I'm going to put a link in there to be able to opt into Matthew's contest, which I recommend. I mean, if you want to search Facebook for him, I'm sure you can find this on your own right now and leave him a comment and get in there and see what it's like. It's really, really helpful to just opt in, have the cell phone running, opt in there and go through it and see what it's, touch it, taste it, press the buttons, see what it looks like. Think about how it would work for you and your art. And also, I would say, it doesn't necessarily, everybody thinks that like, and to go back to, I forget what your name was. What was your name? To go back to Drew's question, everybody thinks it's like, oh, Matthew Locka, this guy's got, 50,000 Instagram followers and, 2,000 or whatever he's got. I don't think he only has 1,800 Facebook fans, which is not that much. And, he's been at it for such a long time. He's like such a great artist. He's but it works for everybody. It works for actually absolutely everybody. And going back to like my other example here, I got to switch. Going back to John, like John ran like, he's a 2 hours away from Sydney in Australia, which is not by any means a massive city, with a completely local piece of art and not a massive Facebook fan following, 3,000 people or whatever. And look at how well he's did. He did absolutely phenomenal with this. This is a great start. Is he going to knock it out of the park and absolutely kill it on his first one? No, but he still did a great job and like got some incredible results out of it. And then you look at Meg, and everybody's circumstances are a little bit different because Meg has this unique, diehard, crazy fan base niche of people that buy their body weight in Jayhawk material in a year. I mean, she got 37,000 reach on this and a tremendous amount of emails and messenger subscribers and everything. And she's got a completely different set of circumstances than either Matthew or John did. But I think she only had, I don't want to tell what her email list is. It's not my business, but the Facebook post is private, and she had like 900 likes on it or 1,000 likes on it. It was small. She doesn't have a huge Instagram following either. So you can do a lot with this technique. Everybody's situation is a little bit different, but also too, in the beginning, like you've got to get a few of these under your belt and see what happens. But I've just never seen anything that produces this type of ROI for the amount of time, energy, and effort it takes to set this all up. So I'm going to continue banging the drum on it, teaching. We have a bunch more material coming in the coming days and weeks and even month. I'm going to wrap Matthew's contest, probably do another huge podcast, probably update all of our playbooks on it, and just continue to do more and more. So really appreciate you guys staying on this live. If there's any other questions, go ahead and fire them away now. Otherwise, I think we'll end it there for today. And I can't believe I didn't run into any technical glitches, which is sort of amazing. But is that it on questions? Okay, it sounds like it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Thanks again for watching. Any questions or follow-up questions you have, feel free to ask them in the bot, or you can go ahead and leave us a comment here on Facebook. Thanks.